Welcome to a special episode of TechTalks podcast. My name is Linda Ekwall, and today I'm joined by three colleagues who recently have been recognized with group awards for operational excellence, sales and marketing, and technological innovations. In this episode, we will explore what motivates them to innovate, the process they follow, and how their work is transforming the future. So, let me introduce my guests. Frank Chu, recognized with Giulio Massalupi Award for the development of the wastewater reduction system in vacuum technique service technology centers. Glynn Fargher, recognized with the John Monk Award for innovation in the field of rivet settings designed to meet the evolving needs of modern manufacturing. And Arthur Unterberger, recognized with Peter Wallenberg Award for development of centralized automated sales lead generation processes. Welcome, everyone. Frank, can you please summarize the technology behind the mechanical vapor recompression system and how it contributes to wastewater reduction?
We can see it as a kind of energy recovery system. It will allow customer with evaporation and concentration process to use what was supposed to be condensate liquid as a secondary steam recycle. It will reduce the customer's wastewater that was supposed to be disposed, and also it will be reduce the power consumption of customer's operation for that kind of evaporation process, if you say that. Yeah.
Okay. Glynn, what makes the Henrob G3 setter a groundbreaking innovation in the field of rivet settings?
Yeah, I think the G3 answers two questions set by customers. The first is how to join a new generation of materials, high-strength steels, high-strength aluminiums, that many automotive manufacturers are using to lightweight their vehicles. Now, these are very hard, difficult to join, so we need a set which can repeatedly work at high forces over a long period of time and be reliable in the field. That's one question the G3 answers. The second question it answers is about total cost of ownership. So the G3 is designed to, you fit it to a tool, a self-paced riveting tool, and aside from regular regreasing and occasional changing of a punch, it's a fit and almost forget. So that the product needs to come off every so many cycles to be refurbished, repaired, bits, components changed. It's you fit it and you almost forget about it. So that total cost of ownership is reduced. So the G3 brings those advantages in parallel. It gives OEMs and tiers the ability to join new materials and also reduce the cost of ownership as well. So those things come together, and that's what makes a G3 so special in the market.
Mm-hmm. And to you then, Arthur, can you please tell us about the automated lead generation system and what's so special about that?
Of course. There's a famous phrase that says that the best way to predict the future is to create it. And that's basically what we are doing with lead generation as well. Basically, we found out with the experience we have from the field and also the data we collect from our compressors using our connectivity system called SmartLink plus data from our CRM and ERP, we can basically not only understand the problems the customers they face today, but also potential problems the customers might face tomorrow. So basically, combining the data from the machines with the experience, we can create leads for our sales engineers. So instead of waiting to see what happens, we take proactive steps and we shape the way we want to see the future. So we can be proactive, helping customers also to reduce the total cost of ownership of the machines.
We all know our cultural belief there is always a better way. How do you foster a culture of continuous improvement within your team?
For me, it's all about, first of all, having a psychological safety environment where people can challenge each other in a regular basis. So you feel free enough to challenge your colleagues, but also you feel free maybe to challenge your manager. It's all about people speaking their minds, don't dare saying new ideas, thinking outside the box as well. I believe during meetings, we often say, hey, can I maybe bring an idea very outside of the box, or I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but something I would like to say. So it's being safe enough, maybe similar discussion of what we are having here, to really have an open conversation and then bringing new ideas to the table as well. Understanding what the customer needs, being close to our customer centers that are close to customers and bringing this back to discussions where people can speak their minds and create new things as well.
And would you say that your team is it a diverse team of different people, or are you similar to each other, or?
No, it's very diverse actually. We have a team of more than 30 people in marketing, with people from all around the world. People a bit older, people a bit younger as well, male, female. So it's quite diverse. And that's, I believe, something that is adding to the team as well, because we bring these experiences from customer centers, from product companies to the discussions. And by having this freedom to speak our minds, we create something new. So it's very nice to have diversity in our team.
Yeah, I think it's something we practice every day. We try and find a better way. For me, it's the intersection of people, kind of processes and technology. Make sure that people are supported, led, the freedom to express themselves, again, with psychological safety. Make sure there are processes in place and techniques we can use to elicit ideas and see those through. And also, we've got technological support. So there's places you can experiment, and it's safely but bounded by experimentation, and we can create and think freely. But it's not easy. It's not necessarily every innovation and step forward is a big leap. It's asking about the small things. What can we improve today? How can we do better? And that series of tumbling innovations will gather momentum and eventually change how we do and how we do it, what we do and how we do it.
Well, that also works in our daily work, because my product and our team is more, or our business is more for customized systems. We got that kind of upgrading feedback or specifications from customer side, and we have to keep our solution strictly following the customer's specifications. That means we will need to do better and better day by day. Yeah. And actually, that kind of approach has been in our team for over the 20 years of this brand. And I think many of our big innovations in products comes from this kind of approach. Yeah. That'd be a really good way.
Glynn, can you share an example of an experiment or trial that was crucial to the success of your project?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, the G3 is a 10 million cycle setter where you fit it to the customer's tool and you virtually forget about it. So to do that, we needed real confidence that once we could fit that setter to the product, we had confidence in its ability to set reliably and meet the customer expectations. So we had to develop a whole new set of testing regimes for the products. We needed multiple units on endurance testing, so they exceeded the 10 million cycles. And certainly we've got setters now in test that have done 24 million cycles. So it's a real solid product. But it forced us to rethink how we use data, how many we test, because I could put 100 on test, but it'd be very expensive and take a lot of time. So we balanced that risk and reward of testing. So that's really forced us to think how best we can gain knowledge on the G3, and therefore that's driven our decisions. So we get the data and we make decisions based on the back of that.
What would you then say is the process of an idea becoming something tangible? How do you know when to start and when to stop?
I think as a team, we take all ideas on board. And we have a filtering system that takes an idea, we assess it and evaluate it. And 9 times out of 10, we'll go with the idea. And I think we'll come to it later, but it's about bounded experimentation. So how can we start the process of developing a product with limited exposure, limited risk, limited cost, and move from there? And to your question of how does an idea become an innovation, I think for me, once a product has a commercial viability and it answers a problem, a question that the customer set us, then it's something it transitions from idea to innovation.
Maybe if I can add something on top as well, on the idea becoming an innovation, I believe it's all about taking action, because if we have an idea, but we don't execute the idea as well, it will never solve new problems or old problems in a new way as well. So I believe here the execution plays a very important role.
Yeah. And it's also know when to stop as well, because you can continue to innovate and spend money, but actually when something's got to the point of maturity, the customer's adopted it, they stop asking for new ideas and new ways of improving it, then it's time to pivot and move on to something new, because there's only a certain amount of money, some amount of time, therefore we've got to invest in something new to keep that innovation cycle going.
Frank, how did you balance the risk and rewards of experimenting with this new idea?
regarding risk, I think the risk in a project is always there. That is inevitable sometimes, and we believe that we just cannot wait until the risk is zero, because it cannot be.
No.
So, in a way of agility, and we are getting the continuous feedback from the market, I think we should take that kind of risk, and to launch our product or launch our innovation into the market at a proper time. But we must be ready, and we must be well known about where the risk can be. And it will be great if we have plan B for that after the product is out there in the market. Yeah.
So you always need to stay ahead of the competition, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, to be on your
Keep
toes.
innovating.
Yeah.
That's the intention.
Yeah, it's about the time to the market. It's about the agility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you identify areas that need innovation within your industry?
I think we are quite market-driven and customer-focused. So I would say, for this question, I would say that frequent or close interaction with customer and deep link with customers' application will be crucial to us. That will give us the feedback from the market about how the technology out there is improving, and how we develop our own solutions or product to fit in that kind of improving technologies that will be beneficial for our innovations.
Arthur, Glynn, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, so we're a product company. So we have close links with our customer centers. So they're the direct link to the customer. So they're able to translate customer requirements into actions for us. So requirements, specifications, we translate those into products. We also keep our ear to the ground generally on automotive joining, find out where the market's headed, what materials are due to come out. So we can start to develop in parallel new solutions. So when those materials do hit the market and there is a need for them, we can try and have a product ready. And in doing so, we also try and partner with suppliers where we can identify them, so we get in early. I mean, we almost like a symbiotic relationship where we can bring a product to market and a joining technology to market and a materials, and then together that comes to the market, and then therefore the customer can use them pretty much straight away. It's a very big challenge, and it's not always easy to do, but that's the aspiration.
Yeah, maybe I must agree with my colleagues as well. I believe it's all about being close to customers. Also, we have customer centers all around the world, and they're very close to our customers, understanding not only the current needs, but trying to access the installations and checking what else can be done to improve the installations. Because sometimes if you ask a customer, they will say, okay, I don't have a problem. But it's not that they don't have a problem, that something is not working, that something cannot be improved. And I believe what we provide is usually a better way to do things, so to lower the energy cost, to reduce CO2 emissions, and help customers to optimize their production.
Very often customers don't know what they want. Okay, so it's incumbent on us to come to them with a technology or an idea, a solution that perhaps they haven't thought about. We're doing that now with certain customers, and it's solving real joining challenges they have right now. So, but again, the major link is our customer centers and our general understanding of the market and where their automotive joining is headed.
But Arthur, you said that you work close also to the customer centers. How about service technicians? Do you work close to them as well?
Yes, we collect a lot of feedback from our field service engineers as well, because they are close to customers, and we always say that they are not a salesperson. So whatever they suggest to customers, they feel that it's genuine. So it's very powerful when you have a technical person suggesting something to our customers as well. When you have a salesperson, maybe suggesting the same thing, maybe the customers say, okay, it's good, but this person might be trying to sell me something. And when it's a technical person, it's not, I believe it's better. It's more genuine, and it helps a lot to build trust. So it's something we do a lot. And for lead generation, if I connect as well, today we capture these technician recommendations through lead generation. So the technicians, they use the application they have, and they write the suggestions of upcoming services or things that can be improved in the customer installation. And we take this information back to the sales team so they can also proactively bring something new to the table and suggest some improvements.
So I guess they are your eyes and ears out there.
Yes, very good eyes and ears. We need to thank them.
Yeah,
something very similar in SPR. So we have an SPR app where the technicians on the field can report what their biggest pain points are. So we get very quick feedback. We can chart it and plot it, and we can see bi-monthly what the biggest issues in the field are, so we can start to target intervention based on what real-time feedback from the frontline service technicians, which is beneficial to us as well.
And SPR, what's that?
Self-pierce riveting. It's where you mechanically join 2 or 3 pieces of metal with a rivet. So we make the fastener, and the equipment inserts the fastener. So that's self-pierce riveting, and that's how the majority of automotive bodies are joined in body and white stage across the globe.
Yeah, actually, I mean, for this point, I think the point is more than to be with very close interaction with customers. Is more than to help them recognize their existing, let's just like Glynn said, the pinpoint there is also that through that kind of interaction, we can even know or warn the customer about their potential risks or all the problems they won't even know about them, their own process, but we can help them to define them, and after that we can look into our product portfolio to find the proper solution to fix that. That will be really valuable to us.
Glynn, can you share any examples of things that didn't work out? Any learnings from mistakes or failures along the way?
We tended to converge on a solution too early in the product development process. And we've wasted time and energy when actually that perhaps wasn't the best solution. So what we've done as a team is we brought more a set-based approach, where we do lots of testing iterations up front, which is making failure happen very early in the process. We delay the point at which we commit to the solution. So there are some trade-offs because you have perhaps more expense and effort up front, but it gives you a better solution in the end. And you find that what we end up with is what's required, rather than have to get to the end, find out it's not what required, and go all the way to the start again. So it does reduce cost overall and time to market.
Failure, I believe it's part of the process, and we should allow us to fail. And once we fail, we also learn. But the failure and learning is about commitment as well. So I believe we need to commit, we do our best, we fail, we learn, and we are also accountable for the results. So I believe that's a powerful combinations. Being able to fail, being accountable, and also committed to the success afterwards.
And it can get quite messy.
No.
And there are failures, and you celebrate those failures because it's learning, and you're after that new knowledge that you can absorb, learn from, pivot, and go in a new direction. So I agree with your position that failure is not bad. It's just a stepping stone to get into the end point.
Yeah.
The failure is just a very good reminder to me that we should keep our foot on the ground, and to keep the distance between us, the product company, and the customer more close to each other. So more and more frequent interactions with the customer to get the in-time feedback to our product company, so that our product company can come up with more ideas, with more plans, with more innovations to satisfy the customer's needs.
And that point that Frank mentioned ties back to an earlier point about how do we promote there's always a better way. And it's about making sure you have a place to fail, and you can fail safely within certain bounds. And therefore, from that, you gain knowledge, and it's the knowledge that helps us succeed and improve the product and our processes. So it's not a bad thing, failing. It's the knowledge you get from it is the critical thing.
Arthur, how do you ensure that your innovations are sustainable and have a positive impact on the society and the environment?
We believe by optimizing the utility room, the compressor room, and all the equipment on the customer side, we can also reduce the number of interventions we need to do with our technicians. So we can basically reduce the number of trips. We reduce CO2 emissions by reducing the pressure drop, for example, and other inefficiencies in the installation. We can also make sure we reduce the energy consumption. So again, we also reduce the CO2 emission towards the environment. So by having the best shape, the best installation in the best shape with modern equipment optimization as well, we can reduce the impact we have on society and on the environment in general.
So we use what's called a tool, a product carbon footprint tool. We look at the amount of CO2 we embed in the product itself. So that determines where we buy materials from, which materials we use, how much of the materials we use. Are those recycled materials? Are they recyclable? And the other aspect of it is what's called power in use or in-use power. So how much is that a piece of equipment using during its 10-year lifetime, and therefore we try to make changes and influence things like motors and drives to reduce the power consumption. We're mandated to reduce CO2 footprint of the product, and we do that using things like the product carbon footprint calculator. So it's in everything we do.
So going back to then circularity and your product, Arthur, with lead generation, I guess you can also work with that and making sure that you use the products in the best way, you service them when it's time to service them, maybe even before the customer knows about it.
Yes, basically we have now the connectivity on machines, but we are installing a lot of sensors on the installations as well. So we can collect a lot of data, not only from the compressor room or utility room, but around the factory as well. And by collecting these information, we can not only understand what's happening now, but with our engineering as well, we develop very good logic that can identify potential issues in the future. So we don't only fix what's wrong today, but we can also proactively approach customers to tell how they can improve further. And that's all about having a positive impact as well. So it's something we are investing a lot of time to keep investing, to understand in real time the installation, and with data we provide best recommendations to our customers.
Frank, what advice would you give to other teams or individuals looking to drive innovation in their own work?
So my advice would be, don't afraid to make mistakes, because mistakes also help us to grow. But what important is we should have, let's say, a plan B or action to take after the mistake is there. And we don't want to sacrifice our speed or our agility by afraid to make mistakes and which will slow us down. Yeah, that will be the advice that I want to share.
And I guess this comes back to what we talked about in the beginning about psychological safety, and also coming from a company where we are open to trying new things.
Yeah, I think we are within this organization. We are quite motivated and encouraged to do things in an agility way. So during that kind of process, we make mistakes. That's okay. And so we are encouraged and motivated to do things in an agility way. And if we feel quick, and we correct it quickly.
Yeah.
I think for two prongs. For individuals, it's about thinking creatively, challenging assumptions, ask those questions, how can we do it better? And don't be afraid to do that as well. That psychological safety comes into it. And I think for teams, it's about look at the data, are we doing the right thing? And pivot from there. So if I was going to any advice, it would be start small, bound your experimentation, know what you're measuring, and then small kind of incremental steps will accelerate and snowball into something big.
Just to think outside the box, but really take action. I believe taking action is very important. Otherwise, if we don't feel that we are safe enough to share, good ideas, they don't become anything. Really, we need to take action, but also to be accountable. So if I'm bringing something, I'm also accountable for what I'm bringing, and we discuss, we share the risks, and we all support each other. So it's all about commitment as well.
And just by listening to you today, I've learned that it's super important to listen to the people, listen to the customers, listen to your colleagues out there, to be able to come with this new nice innovations that you just launched.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
As we wrap up this episode of Tech Talks, I want to thank Frank, Glynn, and Arthur for sharing their insights and innovation with us today. Your contribution is truly inspiring. Visit atlascopcogroup.com to watch videos of each project discussed today. They are also available on our YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in to Tech Talks and being curious.